Today, I watched another creator, someone exactly my age, hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And today, I have exactly 13. And for a moment, I let that 19-year-old voice in my head use that milestone as undeniable proof that I am failing and that I'm a failure and that I'm not doing this right. Today is my day 27. If you're currently using your progress, your real progress, against someone else's highlight reel and it makes you feel like quitting, then stick with me, because that comparison trap is exactly what's keeping you small. My name is Gerald and I am money drunk. I've had a couple of different YouTube channels in the past. I even had another channel where I was recording videos and I was publishing videos. There was one point where I had 300 in a row. And at that point, when I had 300 consecutive days of posting, I had about 200 subscribers. And it was absolutely demoralizing. And for me, I quit. And I think that that was a big lesson that I've learned, especially going at YouTube this time, is that it's really, really easy for me to weaponize the lack of views, the lack of subscribers, and point to that and use that as proof that I am failing, that I am not doing this right. And that simply isn't the case. Everybody's journey goes at their own pace. Everybody arrives at the destination. And when I say destination, I mean the destination of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, okay? That's what qualifies you as to be in the YouTube monetization program. Everybody's journey is different. I like to weaponize those metrics as proof that I'm doing it wrong, that I am a failure. And the other thing that this really does is it allows me to point to something outside of myself as external validation, this external locus of control. And what that allows me to do is it allows me to put my self-worth, attach my self-worth to something outside of me. I'm pointing to something outside to me to tell me my own worth. And that simply isn't true, because that is something that I have absolutely zero control over. That's the seduction of external validation. And there's an entire industry, right here on YouTube that will help you get 1 million views so that you can have that external validation of having 1 million views. But what they don't tell you is that that's not really a way to build a channel. Yeah, sure, you have 1 million views, but you really don't have much of a channel, and you really definitely don't have much of a business. How can I begin to bring that validation to something that's inside of me rather than something that's outside of me? What can I look at? What metric can I look at that comes from inside of me rather than coming outside of me? What do I have control over? And it can't be views. It can't be the algorithm. It can't be subscribers. So how can I look for some sort of validation? Well, for me, it has to come from inside of myself. So some sort of internal validation, internal locus of control. And this is where the growth mindset really comes into play, because it really becomes less and less about how many subscribers I'm getting and how many views I'm getting. It's more and more about how I want to show up in the world, how I want to show up for you, and how I want to show up for myself. Because showing up is really the only thing that I have control over. I don't have control over the algorithm. I don't have control over when and how many subscribers I have. All I can do is consistently show up each and every day, because I know from experience, and anybody else will tell you this as well too, that if I quit, then I'll never succeed. And that the only way to be able to win at this game, to have my own feeling of success, the only way for me to have that feeling of success is to be able to show up for myself. Showing up for one viewer, delivering one message, and making that message count. It's not scalable, and that's not the point. The marathon was never about blowing up my channel. The marathon is about showing up for you and showing up for me.